Hello and welcome for a sunny day, we think, at Europa Park.
Might be the first.
It might be our first, I know. We're very excited to be here. If you are new to our channel, obviously we do a lot of theme park content, so definitely come along for that. And we're just going to have a nice relaxing Sunday here at the park. We will leave some information in the description box for you about general pricing, hotels, etc. because I know sometimes you guys have questions about that. So we'll definitely leave that down below for you. But we're just excited to be here today, and the first thing we want to do is eat. We do have a bit of a drive here, so we often end up hungry by the time we get here. But we're going to show you a fun way to have lunch at Europa Park that will be new for us today as well. It'll be our first time experiencing it, so let's go have some lunch.
Go.
All right, so we have arrived over at Josefina's. It is a super busy day. So busy today. We did see there's a special etiquette event, so we think employees maybe are here for free by the park today. But we are about to hop on Josefina's, where there is a table in the back of the boat that you can enjoy lunch on if you bring your lunch. There used to be, at the little stand across from the boat ride, a picnic lunch you could pick up and then bring to the boat.
You used to be able to buy it.
You used to be able to buy it, and we were going to do that last visit, but they told us they no longer have it. One person said they did, one person said they didn't.
Yeah.
We don't really know.
I don't know if it's like a seasonal thing or
yeah,
like
I'm not
a particular
sure.
month that they do that. I don't know.
Yeah, so if anybody knows, let us know. But you can bring your own lunch because there are tables in the back of the boat. Now we're assuming that, or hoping that they're going to let you go around more than once if you have lunch, because it's not really long enough to eat a whole lunch.
You'd be kind of rushed.
It would be kind of rushed. So we're going to see how this works, but it is definitely a unique way to experience eating at the park.
Yeah.
Alright, so we are on the boat. We're going to have to make this quick because he told us we could only stay on one round, which doesn't make a lot of sense for eating because it's not really long enough of a ride for that.
Yep. Gotta eat kind of quick.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably not normally the case, but maybe
There is a really long line right now.
Yeah, so
Maybe.
So yeah, but you can come on the boat. You've got a little table in the back, and you can enjoy the views of the ride, which is really nice. So we've got our sandwiches and our chips, and I guess we're gonna be fast.
Scarf it down.
Scarf it down. This is nice.
This is nice.
It's a good day for this.
Yeah, beautiful out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we just finished up the boat ride for the second lap. They wouldn't let us go 2 times around consecutively, so we had to get off, get back in line, and then hop right back on.
Yeah, definitely. So I don't know what the policy, like I said, normally is, but it is a little bit strange to allow you to have lunch on such a short ride and then have you throw all your stuff in your lunchbox, get off, get back in line, undo all your lunchbox. 2 rounds would have been the perfect amount of time.
Yeah, that would have been sufficient.
Like the line moved really quickly, and there were several boats that left without people eating in the back. So that was a little bit strange to me as well. But again, the park itself is very busy today. So it's not like it's a slow day.
Yeah, great way to have lunch. It's very relaxing and fun to do. Definitely 2 laps would be nice though.
Yeah, it'd be good to kind of have that policy in place for people eating on the boat because it is just a little bit chaotic. But I still enjoyed it. It's a nice, relaxing way to have a lunch. And I do love here that the parks in Europe are so friendly to you bringing your own food. Now, we eat here a lot, but today we just thought, let's do something different. Let's try it on the boat. So we brought our own food, but there are lots of great options here too as well if that isn't your thing. And you can check out our other vlogs if you want to see some other places we've tried in the past. But today, we want to make sure we try at least a couple new things that we have never done at this park. One being we're going to check out the dive show.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that.
I'm really excited to see that. It's our second year as pass holders, but somehow we missed the dive show last summer.
Yep.
It's a seasonal thing, and we really want to see it. We also know there's a little bird animatronic show in Italy that we've passed a million times and didn't notice until our last
It's
trip.
kind of tucked away back there.
It is, and I've heard after kind of researching about it after the fact that it's sort of what we would recognize almost as like the tiki room, where it's an animatronic bird show type of thing. So I think it's been here a really long time, so I am curious to see see what that's like. But
Yeah, me
we're
too.
gonna head over towards the dive show. We might try to squeeze in a ride if there's time beforehand, but we do want to get some decent viewing so that we can bring you along with us. All right, we made it over into the Portugal section for the dive show. We're here a little bit early though. We've got about 28 minutes before the dive show starts, and Atlantica Super Splash has a 15-minute wait. I think we're just gonna go for it. It's been a long time since we've done this too. All right, we just got off of Atlantica Super Splash. I thought we did that before, but now I'm not so sure if we've done that one.
I don't think we have. I think that's the first time.
I can tell you the splash caught me off guard.
Yeah, we're soaked.
We were soaked, and it was a huge delay too. You hit down and you thought, oh, okay, it wasn't so bad, and then the wave.
Yeah.
So, if you're in the front row at least, you're gonna get soaked. Now, I do have to say, Europa Park has some of the best operations anywhere in the world. Like, it really is. It's really good. This was one of the few rare times that it was not kind of running smoothly. It quoted a 15-minute wait, and we waited about half an hour and actually missed the dive show. We were judging the time off of when we got in line so we wouldn't miss it, and we missed the entire show.
Yeah. Well, we caught the end of it on the ride.
Caught the end of it. I mean, the very
end. The
very end of it, yeah. But we will come back for the dive show. We are really close to Wodan and stuff, so we figured we're just going to jump over there. But we did also want to show you right over here by Atlantica Super Splash and the dive show is Magellan's Lounge and Bar. And it is a big pirate ship that you can actually go into, get some drinks. I'm not sure, I think there's snacks and stuff too, but you can get some drinks and have a view of this wonderful area with the Super Splash, with the dive show. If you really time it well, there's a couple good seats for the dive show.
Yeah, it'd be a cool spot to like eat lunch and watch a show.
Definitely. So just know that that's here too, that you can actually go and enjoy the pirate ship. So now we're going to head over to Wodan, check our time after that, and decide if we're going to come straight back to the dive show or try to squeeze anything else in, but we will come and see it properly here in just a minute. Definitely a bit more chaotic than normal though.
A lot of people here.
A lot of people here. Honestly, I prefer the park a little less busy. I mean, obviously you have atmosphere and energy when there are people there, but when it gets too busy, it just feels a little bit chaotic to me.
Yeah.
All right, there she is, my favorite coaster in the park. I think Casey's come around to, it's his favorite as well.
Yeah, I'd have to agree now.
Yeah, even over Voltron, which I know is probably not a popular opinion, but this is our favorite ride in the park. It is Wodan GCI Wooden. It's excellent. It's a very, very good coaster. The wait times were not available on the app right now for some reason, so I'm not really sure what we're looking at here. It says 35 minutes, so we're just gonna go for it. Alright, so that was our ride on the GCI wooden Wodan here at Europa Park. Still my favorite coaster in the park.
Always a blast.
Yeah, so much fun, great layout, great elements, good air time. We did try to get the back row that time because we haven't done it yet, and we know that'll probably be a great ride. But unfortunately, we were told, nope.
Gotta go to the second row.
Gotta go to the second row. So we ended up near the front again, but great ride, love that. And now we are running back over to catch the dive show for real. So we
can't miss it again.
We can't miss it again. Got about 15 minutes here, so we should be good on time.
Yeah.
Should be good. We're excited to see it. All we know is that at one point, a man's on fire.
We did see that.
We did see that. So we will see it over at the dive show. All right, so you just saw some clips from the dive show here at Europa Park. That was really, really fun, but I told him I have got to start saying stuff on camera because sometimes I say things to him off camera and then later on it comes back around. We got off of Atlantica earlier and I said to him, it felt like someone dumped a bucket of water straight on my head. Do you think it could have been one of the divers? And he's like, no, I don't think so, like whatever.
I didn't see anybody with a bucket.
Well, you saw it now.
We did see it this time.
We saw them do it to people in the show, and I'm convinced now that that is why we were so soaked coming off of Atlantica.
It makes sense now.
It does make sense now. So I thought it in my mind, but I didn't see it. I had no proof. Well, now we have the hard evidence. So if you're thinking to yourself, I'm going to get in line for Atlantica just in time to catch the dive show, you might want to rethink that.
You might get really wet.
You might get really wet because if you're just a second off or you get delayed a little bit and you come down during the dive show, you might get a bucket of water dropped on your head during Atlantica, and it is a super splash at that point.
Yeah.
So I think if it weren't for that, it wouldn't have been that bad. I think that's where the delay came in.
I was wondering like why it took so long to get hit with all the water too. Now it makes sense.
It does make sense. But I thought that was a fun little show. A lot of energy. The music was really fun. People
Yeah, it was
were
cool.
really into it. So I definitely would say, since it's a seasonal only thing, if you're here,
Yeah, definitely try and see it.
yeah, definitely try and see it. So now I think we are probably going to head over and try and see if we can get on the Mach Power Coaster over in the Austria section. The name of that is escaping me at the moment.
Alpenexpress, right?
Alpenexpress,
Yeah.
yeah. Because we haven't been on it since the fire and the rebuild and all of that. So we might try to get on that, and then Voltron, I think, probably.
Gotta do Voltron.
Gotta do Voltron.
Gotta do it once.
We're trying to kind of just continue to monitor, see how things move, change, our rides change. If you didn't see our first thoughts video on that, it is available for you. But yeah, but we've had a good ride and some rougher rides. So sort of the verdict is a little bit out.
Yeah.
But let's head over to Alpenexpress. I am loving all of the flowers that are out right now. Europa does such a beautiful job with the landscaping here. I love it. I love how much shade there is when it's hot like today too. You can really still get into so much shade. Look at that. Beautiful. So we're heading back through Spain now to work our way around to Alpenexpress, but you can get some good views of it even in the Spain section. It's really been opened up with some of the changes to where there's like some outside seating across from the restaurant in the Spain section that you can actually go kind of sit on a patio section and overlook both the Wasserbahn and Alpenexpress. So it's really well done how it's all tied in together here now. And they've really built in this entire sort of adventure space, somewhat play area, but it's definitely something a lot of adults and kids can both do, that goes into the mountainside now of the ride. All right, we've got a 30-minute wait here for Alpenexpress. And you can see all the interplaying again. Like here comes the train through this section. You've got the flumes dropping, and you've got the coaster going around. It just, the way they've made all of this work together is really nice.
Yeah, it was a really good, I don't want to say update, but how they had to redo it, they did it really well.
They did it really well. I mean, I know some people miss elements from before, and I think that will always be the case when things get redone, so it's totally understandable. But I think they did a really good job with what they had to work with here. I think they really opened up the space in a way that, again, allows all the rides to kind of, wow, mix together. Well, now we did do the Wasserbahn a while ago, but we didn't film it. I will say, you get wet.
You do get very wet.
Get very wet.
Station fährt jetzt ab. Bitte Vorsicht an der Bahnsteig.
So the wait for Alpenexpress was half an hour, but it seemed to be moving rather slow. So we decided to divide and conquer. So Casey is going on Alpenexpress, and we'll share his thoughts and some footage with you. And I am headed to the bird show up in Italy that we have never done, so that we'll be able to talk about them both. But right now I am going through the fairy tale forest, which is always really, really fun too. If you have not been to this park, they do have a fairy tale forest, and they actually have multiple languages that the stories can be told to you in, which is excellent. So you'll find these books in front of all of the different stories, and you can press a button for, I think it's French, German, and English, I want to say. So love that they have that option. So yeah, we're going to take a spin through the fairy tale forest as we work our way back to Italy. So how about that? We actually caught a little bit of the parade there on the way over to Italy. Like I said, it's really excellent. You can see they go all out with the floats they have. The music's great. People love it. So definitely check that out too. We are almost there though to check out what this bird show is all about. Interesting. So we've got stuff from all angles here. A lot bigger space than I was expecting inside. Wow.
Vive la magie et vive l'amour! D'amore! Sag mir einmal noch, dass es für uns so blieb. Buonasera, signorina, kiss me goodnight. Felice di stare lassù. Nel blu, di blu.
All right, so I just got off Alpenexpress. You went and saw the bird show. How was that?
Well, today's not been normal. We always have a comedy of errors, I feel like, no matter what the day brings. And it started off, it felt very old school. It felt like your old school, just animatronic, something that would have been really beloved, especially in its time. So I can see why it's still there. It felt like like an old classic that's been around forever. The theater was a lot bigger than I expected. I was really surprised at the size of the space when I went in. And there's kind of like a central stage, and then seating on either side of that stage with birds doing things kind of all over the room, different things to look at, different spots going on them. And then about halfway through the show, I feel a really sharp pain under my arm. And so I kind of go to get at it, and I just keep feeling it over and over and over. And the people next to me had to think I was completely insane as I'm like swatting under my arm and making a scene. And so I missed like that half of the show when that was going on because I was in pain. And long story short, something either stung or bit me multiple times, and we're back at Dr. Ed. So I have ice going on. They gave me a cream. They think it was mosquitoes, but we think it might have been a bee because it
doesn't look like a mosquito bite.
It doesn't look like a mosquito bite. It doesn't feel like a mosquito bite. So yeah, that's how the show went. But I was enjoying myself, and just I like old school. I like old school stuff. So I was enjoying myself until that. So how was your ride on Alpenexpress?
The coaster's okay. It's the theming is great. I love the interaction between it and the log flume and through the whole area and the diamond mine.
They did a really good job with that.
Yeah, the mountains look so realistic, and you kind of get splashed with a little bit of water here and there from the flume.
Oh, that's fun.
But honestly, like it wasn't very intense. It wasn't very fast. It's a very short layout.
2-lapper.
You do get 2 laps, but even then, it's still pretty quick.
Yeah.
But it was smooth, it was fun.
Good for families with theming.
Yeah, theming was awesome.
Yeah, so families will really like that, so that's good. And the mock power coasters are, usually do a pretty good job with that, again, especially for families and things. So now I'm gonna just doctor my arm with this ice pack, And we're gonna go for Voltron anyway because we're over here. We want to give you constant updates on that as best we can because we know there's a lot of discussion going on in the community just about the ride and tweaks and good rides versus bad rides, good cars versus bad cars, etc., etc. We can tell you in our experience, train number 4
4 has been the only good one for us.
was the only like intense, smooth ride we have had.
Yeah.
I know some people are loving the rougher ride, so I mean, the good thing is this is just our opinion. I love that different people love different things and that means there's something for everyone. But we'd like to see it smoothed out more like car number 4. That's just our preference.
Yeah.
We like the intensity without it so we can really enjoy the elements like the great hang and floater time that is in there, a lot of inversions, things like that. So we're gonna see what kind of a ride we get today.
We'll let you know what cart we get.
We'll let you know what car we get. We've been trying to monitor that. So
Yeah.
let us know what you think about the ride, what your experience has been down in the comments. Again, we always love hearing, regardless of whether we have different opinions or not. We think the park's fantastic. So and the theming over there is great. So let's get back on Voltron. right, so we just got off of Voltron. We were on train number 6 this time in the third row on the left-hand side. I'm sorry, I know so many of you absolutely just love it. It's just too inconsistent. Like if we were on train 4 every time, I would love it too.
Yeah.
I like intensity, but I don't like having my head rattled and coming off the ride with a headache.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that I'm glad that that is the last ride we're doing today.
Yeah.
Before heading home.
Yep. Now, I think there are great elements on it. Like we've said before, the inversions, the hang time, the floater time, there's so many things to love about it. It is just about getting the right car. And I know some of you really like the roughness, and like I said, I really mean that when I say that's really good, because you know, there's something for everybody, and that gives everyone somewhere to go at the park, and we will continue to ride it. But I think even whether you like a rough ride or not, your ride should be the same every time.
Yeah, it just needs to be consistent.
Yeah, so I'm hoping again over time that we see those changes, because I know that some of the elements on each train are not the same. So
Right.
that's been part of the issue, is like different wheel compounds
It's like,
and
yeah,
stuff.
that's what I've heard.
Yeah, so if you know anything else, definitely let us know down in the comments. I mean, again, I can't speak highly enough of this park or the theming. I mean, everything here is wonderful. We just prefer Wodan at the moment. Yeah.
But it is nice to see that they've been adding a lot of theming to the queue line and
Yeah.
stuff, and they're continuing to like update it. And,
Sure, yeah, definitely.
and, you know, it's not a finished product quite yet.
Yes, exactly. And even in the area, we've noticed little things today that are a little different. So you can tell they're continuing to work on the area. And I think ultimately they'll end up, you know, continuing to work on the ride as well.
Yeah.
All right, so that pretty much sums up our day here. That's our last ride of the day. It has been an adventure as always, between getting stung and everything else. So I always wonder how sporadic sometimes these vlogs are going to be. But we always love our time here at Europa Park. As we said, it's a wonderful park. Highly recommend coming here. We think it's one of the best out there. So definitely check it out if you haven't before. If you're new to the channel, give this video a like, subscribe, come along to theme parks with us, and we will see you in the next one.
See ya.
Bye.